What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another draft video here on the Lords of Limited channel. My name is Ethan, also known as LordTupperware. Before we dive in to this Theros Beyond Death Draft on Magic Online, I want to take a moment to remind folks that the best way to help grow the channel is to click that subscribe button if you like what you see. We are trying to release 4 videos each and every week here on our channel. Go ahead and click the thumbs up button, put a comment in the comment section. All that stuff helps to grow the channel and shows YouTube that you like what we're doing. So anyway, diving in here to pack one, pick one here in this draft. I think the cards in consideration, best commons in the pack are Omen of the Forge and Blight Breath Catoblepus. And then at the uncommon level, Drag to the Underworld is the best of the bunch. And then our rare is a Temple of Deceit. Friendly reminder about temples. You want to run these in any deck where one of these colors is your main color. So if you were blue-green, you want to take Temple. We're going to grab a Drag to the Underworld here before our timer runs out. Not sure if I'm going to fight over black for this, but it is the best card in the pack, and there's nothing that's like, you know, that feels like the non-black card to take there is Omen of the Forge, and that just seems like too big of a hit in power level versus drag. So here we see a fairly weak pack. Best and only black card is Soul Reaper of Mogis. That's not a card I want to take second pick. Other commons worth considering, Elysian Caryatid and Daybreak Chimera, though there's a lot of context to be had about where these cards fit in. You know, Chimera wants to go in a heavy white deck, and a lot of white decks want to be heavy white, but there is some deck building considerations. This card has gone down for me since the format began. Same thing with Caryatid. I think you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of not only its ramp, but then that you have something to do with the body once it's done ramping you or fixing you. So something like a Soul Reaper of Mogis to sacrifice it to turn it into a card. Looking at the uncommons, I'm very tempted by Impending Doom because it seems like the highest upside card. I'm going to chicken out here. I'm going to take Chimera and see if we can get into some sort of white deck. White seems to be somewhat underdrafted on Magic Online these days. At least Pious Wayfarers seem to be going criminally late. That card is really, really strong. Has definitely cracked the top 3 white commons for me. Here we see a pack where, again, no really good black cards to speak of. I mean, fine cards like Mogis' Favor and Omen of the Dead are probably making every black deck that you play, with some context there as well. But I don't think these are cards that I want to, especially these are the quality of black cards we're seeing third. I don't think it's a color I want to commit to. Similarly, we could follow up the Daybreak Chimera with a Heliod's Pilgrim as the best white card in the pack, and a very strong white card in my opinion. But I think I'm going to edge that out, edge both of those options out, or all 3 of those options out with a Destiny Spinner. I'm going to just continue to try and take the best card in the pack. Depending on how green is drafted at the table, it's possible that Skull of Grove Dancer or Return to Nature could wheel, though unlikely based on the power level of the rest of the cards. We got some clunkers in Field of Ruin and Altar the Pantheon, but such is life. We're going to take the Destiny Spinner here. Okay, so now we do see both Pious Wayfarer and Sunmane Pegasus. What I currently have is the number 2 and potentially number 3 best commons in the set, but white commons in the set. Just the fact that, like, you're going to put this in every white deck, you're going to put this in every white deck. The rest of the cards sort of have context. I like Wolfwillow Haven more than most, as I think folks who have consumed my content know. Best in green-black, but I still think good. And I like Skull of Grove Dancer a lot as well. Especially both of those cards pair nicely with Destiny Spinner being enchantments. But I believe I need to take the best card in the pack, which may or may not be Pious Wayfarer, but I think is something that I want to snag here. Now, I don't even know if I'm supposed to, like, take Pegasus and try and wheel this. I don't have enough context there, so I'm just going to take the card at the rate I believe I should be taking it. Now we don't really see much of anything. This is like very, very filler, probably the worst of the white commons. It's still playable, but pretty bad. Flicker of Fate, you know, I'm more happy to run at least one of these in my white decks these days. There's enough things that you can do with it. I don't want to take it here, I don't think. But the question is, what am I taking if I'm not taking Flicker? Like, I can just get deeper into white with a Flicker, or I can take Return to Nature and go with the Destiny Spinner. That seems bad to me. This seems like I would much rather have 3 white cards at the moment rather than 2 white cards and 2 green cards. And this is, I think, a strategy that is important to employ in this format in particular because the power level just drops off so remarkably after the first few picks in each pack. especially in pack 1, I think it's important to just carve out your lane or attempt to carve out your lane with one color. Hello, gorgeous. So attempt to carve out your lane with one color and then figure out your next color in pack 2. I don't think you, unless you've got really powerful cards, which we don't, I don't think you want to end pack 1 being in 2 colors. So unless you've got the power level, you can do that. But we don't, right? We just are, certainly we're looking at a little bit of consistency right now with white, but we're looking at nothing that's like a bomb. We actually only have 2 uncommons at the moment, no rares. And so because the format is such so slanted in power level that way, you really want to make sure that you're opening yourself up to those opportunities in pack 2 and potentially even pack 3. So Chimera is a really nice pickup here, as is Hero of the Pride. We're definitely picking up on this white signal here, so that feels great. And honestly, how much better do we feel having Flicker? Like, Flicker's not amazing or anything, and it may not even make the cut at the moment, but I would really not be happy with having a Return to Nature, especially being in white where you can get a Revoke Existence, which is worse but similar. But the fact that we're still just open to whatever happens, like, you know, the black effect in the format is sometimes, well, you don't see it from the right, but the fact that you don't see it from the right means that the people to your left also don't see black in pack 1, and so they may end up shipping you black in pack 2, and so maybe we may end up getting to go black-white and end up getting to play this drag after all. But Hero of the Pride, get in. More good white cards. So Envoy goes up in value when you've got Wayfarers, when you've got Heroes, because when you've got Heroes, there are opportunities for this to be a 2-mana 2/2 flyer some amount of the time. We're really looking good at getting these Daybreak Chimeras down early, which is one of the dangers of picking them early, is that you don't get the white support at the bottom of your curve, but it looks like we don't have that problem here. So Envoy is going to go ahead and get in, and boy howdy is that just a beautiful sight to see. Pious Wayfarer out of our first pack wheeling. Let's go. I am thrilled with where this draft is at right now. Just thrilled. Take the next Born Courser. I don't want to run it. I hope to not run it, but it does trigger Constellation for the Wayfarers and makes the Chimeras quite cheap. But I'm just going to take it here as a white card. And as we thought, nothing exciting to wheel out of this pack. We'll take Altar, I think. No, we're just going to take Field of Ruin in case we see a Labyrinth. Get a Captivating Unicorn, which is like, you know, it's filler. Rumbling Sentry, again, filler. But we are looking like an aggressive deck. These Chimeras are almost certainly more like 3 and 4 drops with what we've got going on, and this is a 5-drop is fine depending on where we're at. So really happy. 8 playables. Obviously, there are things we need. We need removal. We need, you know, some Sentinel's Eyes or ways to augment our creatures. But this is a really good start to any draft. And speaking of cards that, like, I would be happy to take to move into a second color, I'd say Ephemia fits that bill. I mean, it's going to trigger the Wayfarers, and the more enchantments we have, the better the Wayfarers are, and certainly the better Ephemia gets. It's also good if we're a black-white aggro deck. It opens up Drag to the Underworld as a possibility for the deck. And we're not really missing out on anything, right? I mean, there's a Revoke Existence, which is fine, and I'll want one. The problem with white assertive decks running a card like Revoke is that you really need every card in your hand to matter, every card in your opening hand to matter. And if Revoke doesn't have targets or doesn't have a good target, this card gets significantly worse. Return to Nature seems better, especially because of the exile target card from a graveyard clause and it being instant speed. I think has more applications than Revoke. So I'm less excited about Revoke as a main deck card for white decks these days. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, even if we take Ephemia and get pushed off of black. If Ephemia weren't here, I could really see an argument for taking something like Illyrios. Going blue-white tempo, I think Illyrios is a great card. It's just like raw stats, and that's what an aggro deck wants. And in blue-white, I think that would be fine. But I'm going to grab Ephemia here. It's going to pop over to the sideboard for now. Sure, I guess I'll take Plague Wind. If you watched a previous draft video, we got Mega Got by this card. A little 4-for-1 action, wiping our entire board. I'm hopefully going to be able to do that to an opponent. And based on how open white was, Daybreak Chimera wheeling is not crazy. There are cards in this pack that other people might want, you know, like I could see all these uncommons being gone. I could see Oracle, Favor, Huntmaster, Gull, Wrap, Hero, all being taken depending on where folks are at with white at the table. But I'm going to take Heliod's Intervention for sure. And now we are going to have to make a decision of a second color, I think, that isn't, or a third color, I should say, that isn't white or black, because the best black cards here are Underworld Dreams, which is not a best black card at all. It's actually quite bad in my opinion, and we're so far away from being able to cast it. Pharika's Libation, not great when we don't have heavy removal, and especially if we think about being in black-white, like what's the most common removal spell we're going to get in heavy white? Dreadful Apathy, that's pretty bad in conjunction with Libation. And Glory Bearers is, you know, we could play it. It's Constellation. It's fine. It's the definition of filler. So here, then, I think the choices are between... I mean, Anax is a great card, but red's a little tough. So I think the choices in terms of single-pipped cards are Iroas's Blessing versus Illyrios Enraptured. And I'm going to take the Blessing here. It's nice in conjunction with Envoy and the Wayfarers. Yeah, that's really all. It's going to make any future Heliod's Pilgrims better, etc., etc. So I'm going to take the Blessing here. Again, don't know what our second color is, and that's fine. We're in the middle of pack 2. I'm fine to be in that spot. Going to continue on the road of taking white cards when possible. Not seeing a ton of black, not seeing a ton of red. We are seeing a bit of green. Like, is there an argument to say, well, why don't we take Warbriar Blessing and then we could play Destiny Spinner? I think there's a possibility. Actually, now that I'm talking to now that I'm laying that out here, there's a part of me that kind of wants to do that. Because Blessing is... So this could very likely wheel if white is as open as we think it is. And... we don't actually have ways to make hero good yet, but Blessing makes Wayfarer's, hero, Envoy, Flicker all better at the moment. I think I am going to actually take Warbriar Blessing here over the hero. And now we've got our toes dipped into 3 different colors as our secondary colors. Here we just get to grab a second Envoy. These are, again, they make the Wayfarers better. They may make future Blessings better or Destiny Spinner better. They provide pips for the Chimera. I think they're going to do enough here at the moment. I'd obviously like to grab a Sentinel's Eyes or 2, Indomitable Will, something to turn this into a more than 1 power flyer, but going to snap up the Envoy here. Okay, so now we have Hero of the Pride versus Fateful End. I mean, versus-ish Setessan Training is like training does... I mean, I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. Makes Wayfarer better, makes Hero better, makes Flicker better. It's going to make Destiny Spinner better if we're in green. So these are all the things that I'm trying to think of as I'm getting to the lane of, well, these commons are all contextual and which are going to make the best puzzle, or going to piece together to make the best deck for us. So the choices, for my mind, are to take Hero and stay on color, or to take something like, it's got to be probably Fateful End. I think I'm going to take the Fateful End here. I don't think I'm going to miss Hero at the moment, and I'm happy to just like be bobbing and weaving a little bit. So now we get a third Envoy, a first Revoke, a first Hero of the Winds. I really don't like this card, especially with the fact that we don't have a lot that... triggers the heroic thing, and we also don't have any like token makers, so we're not really going wide very much as well. So I think the heroic thing is less important for where we're at the moment. I'm going to take the first Revoke Existence. I don't want a third Envoy at the moment, and I don't really want to take, like, Final Flare would be fine, though we only have 1 good thing to sack right now in red, but I'd rather not get further into a second color when I don't need to. Incendiary Oracle, best card in the pack by a significant margin, and edges us ever closer towards, hey, maybe this is our second color. I'll take a Return to Nature out of this bunch, put that in the green pile over here. All right, so I feel like there was we were like, maybe we'll wheel a white card out of this pack, and we now haven't. So that's fine. Just something to think about. Perhaps someone else has moved into white. That may make pack, depending on where they are at the table, that may make pack 3 a little messy, and we may then have to try and rely on our second color being more open. But I'm going to take Hero of the Games over Wrap. This will be our second hero if we're in red-white, which is no guarantee. It's like a Stern Dismissal, I guess. Blue seems off the table. Glory Bearers is, you know, playable. Nothing here that's good. I'll just take the plains. So 12 playables in white, though I probably at the moment would hope to not run the Unicorn. And then I imagine black is off the table, unless we open some busted thing in black. I think black's not open from the right. All right, we took drag, and then that was it. I think it's going to come down to red or green, and I think that'll have to do with what we open and then what we see in the first few early picks. But noticing that, like, there wasn't really a lot of white wheeling, I have a feeling white may be contested in pack 3. So maybe some of my hedge picks were a little wrong. Like maybe I'd be happier with heroes, but honestly, heroes don't seem that exciting to me in this deck at the moment with no ways to target them. I mean, we'll have ways if we bring in red or green, but still very few. Okay, so pretty weak pack. Our rare is fine. Our rare could wheel, and that's something to think about as the pack progresses, is that if there's, it's very reasonable. I think it's unreasonable to imagine a card like Bronze-Hide Lion wheeling in pack 1. Very reasonable in pack 3 to imagine Bronze-Hide Lion wheeling. If no one's in green-white, it's going to come around. Like, it's not worth anything, so no one's going to rare draft it, and it's very possible that there's no green-white drafter at the table. I'm going to take Chimera, and I'm just going to have in the back of my mind that it is possible that Bronze-Hide Lion wheels, so it may edge me towards playing some of these green cards over the rest. Now, we just want early white pips to make these Chimeras better. Our game plan right now is Daybreak Chimera, so I'd like to make that work if at all possible. So here we've got the options of Nessian Wanderer versus Omen of the Sun, I think. So Omen of the Sun is really nice with Wayfarer as a combat trick, and I think that's going to edge it out over Wanderer. If Omen of the Sun weren't here, I would take this. Just going to continue to think about like what our likely color pairs are, and it feels like it's white-red or white-green, especially without the possibility of Lion wheeling. I think Omen of the Sun as pips for Chimera and combat trick with Wayfarer and potential, you know, it's got cuteness with Flicker of Fate, though Flicker of Fate is looking pretty bad in our deck right now. I think that's going to lead me to just continue taking white cards. All right, and I think we've decided. So Destiny Spinner in, Warbriar Blessing in, Return to Nature possibly in. Got these options here, and I think that's it. Now, we got another Nessian Wanderer going by, a Nylea's Forerunner, an Omen, an Envoy. Possibility of any of those cards wheeling, and any of those cards could make our deck, but I'm just going to take this spinner here. It seems like a really nice way to win a game of Magic. All right, so bummer to see Staggering Insight here. It's a great card. I think the blue ship has certainly sailed. And honestly, Hero of the Pride versus Sentinel's Eyes, I'm going to take the first Sentinel's Eyes here. Really nice to turn this into a 4-power Vigilant Flyer. Just build your own Sarah Angel. Really good with Envoy, really good with Wayfarer, etc., etc. Really good with Destiny Spinner. So I'm going to take the first Eyes over the second hero. I'm recognizing that I want our creature count to be higher. I'm also recognizing that I've got a Courser, I've got a Unicorn in the sideboard. These are cards that could make the cut if we wanted them to. So Eyes in. Okay. I think I was just talking about how we need more creatures, but I think I got to take Interaction spell number 2 in a deck that only has really 2 ways to interact, Telia's Intervention and our first Blessing. Again, it's possible that this wheels. Unlikely, but possible. And our deck is going to, holy cow. What is going on, folks? Well, I'm feeling good about Bronze-Hide Lion wheel, and I'll tell you that much. I think it's at least safe to say we could put these here and maybe even put one there. And then Boar is going to drop into our 5-drop slot immediately. This card is just better than any common or uncommon. It's busted. It breaks games. It ends games. And guess what? If you don't want to attack with it, you don't have to. It's just a 10-6 blocker. Holy chimeras, Batman. I just want the 2-drop here, right? The 2-drop that triggers the Wayfarers, that makes the Destiny Spinners better. How many chimeras can we have? We could have had 5, 6. I think we saw one in pack 2 that we didn't take. I'm going to take the Grove Dancer here. I recognize that the more cheap green stuff I have, the more awkward these chimeras become. But I think taking Grove Dancer here is just going to be better. More 2-drops. Yeah. All right, second Sentinel's Eyes I am actually going to grab here. I think they get worse in multiples pretty markedly, but you definitely want to find your first copy pretty quickly. Our enchantment count is insanely high. Oh, man. Who took the Bronze-Hide Lion? I really thought it was going to wheel. That would have been great. Okay, so I guess doesn't matter. Furious Rise. Omen of the Hunt versus Gift of Strength. I'll take a gift. Though Omen as a trick is interesting, but I don't think we want that. Is there anything we want to splash? No, right? Iroas's Blessing. Fateful End? Nah. I'll just take a gift. Another Envoy. 3 of them, huh? Yeah. They really don't do anything. Like, they trigger the Wayfarers, which is something. Do I want a Bronze Sword? I kind of want Bronze Sword. I'm going to take that. Oh, Hero's nice. And then we could play like Unicorn or Courser or Return. We've got Intervention in the main. I don't know if we need Return. I don't think we need Flicker. Flicker seems kind of bad. Well, actually, we have 2 Warbriar Blessing. Never mind. Flicker's good. And then just play like a Courser. Triggers the Wayfarers. Fights well. Blocks well while we're attacking in the air. Makes the Chimeras cheaper. And then go like 10-7. Seems pretty good. I could see like wanting a Captivating Unicorn over like Glory Bearers maybe. But I think this being an enchantment is so good. Our enchantment count is high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's pretty good. Bronze Sword tech. Let's see. I think it's going to be good. I think with double Envoy it's good. Triple Chimera is good. Turning our Pious Wayfarers into 3/2s at some point. I think this is going to be all right. So let's add the lands. 12-5, yeah, right. 10-7. And we'll see you for the matches. All right, here we are for game number 1 and match number 1. We are on the play. And I think this is a bit of a yikes and keep here. Not having planes is a problem, but we have 10 of them. We have something to do on turn 2. We have other 2-drops we could draw that are green. It's very, very close to a mulligan, but I'm going to keep. On the draw, I think is a definite keep. On the play, it's a little more narrow. In general, I think you should be looking for ways or reasons to keep hands rather than reasons to mulligan hands. So now, I think what I'm actually going to do is go plains and play Envoy so that next turn I can go Wayfarer Spinner and get the trigger attack for 2. Which I can't do. If I play Spinner here and I don't draw plains, then I can't double spell next turn. So this ensures that I can double spell on the following turn. Croxa, gonna make me discard. I'll ship a Pious Wayfarer here. You're just fueling my escape, buddy. I don't have any escape. I may have 2 eyes, I suppose. Okay, so now, yeah, we'll make the same, the play that we intended to make, which is Wayfarer into Spinner. Pump up the volume on the Envoy. Attack for 2. We're mounting an offense here. A mild offense, but an offense. Grixis, huh? Very tricksy. So now, do we want to attack into Vexengull? No. So I'll just attack with Destiny Spinner. Don't need to worry about it being something like a counterspell because we have Destiny Spinner in play. Like, are they splashing Vexengull? I don't know. I don't know how that, like, what they're considering Croxa as a card for. So we'll just play Hero and pass. We got nothing. Okay. Anax Hardened in the Forge is a 2/3. That's a deal. Hopefully we can find a plane so we can slam this Chimera. This is a Stern Dismissal, perhaps? I don't know. The joys of playing on Magic Online. Pause in our opponent's end step. Well, it's a land, but not the one that we had hoped for. So I will again make the bluff attack or the free attack. They're going to snap off the block. Makes sense. We'll land a forest and pass. Opponent hits their 5th land. No attack with the Annex. They're passing with 5 mana up. That always smells like Final Death to me. So I'm going to Grove Dancer. Put a counter on. This is tough. It could be red-blue splashing Kroxa. I think it'd be red-black splashing like Ashiok or Atris. I think I'm gonna pump on Hero, and I'll risk losing Envoy. So I'll attack for 3 and 1. We'll see what's up. It is Stern Dismissal, okay. That's fine by me. Yeah, still not, like, with a card like, yeah, maybe they're splashing Kroxa, Brine Giant, sure. Alrighty. Definitely smashing just for 1. The question is, do we want to deploy Nessian Boar or Chimera? I think I'd rather deploy Chimera. I'm not really worried about them attacking me for 5. This isn't going to be attacking. Like, it could present lethal in a couple turns, I suppose, but rather just get a 3/3 flyer down. Iroas's Blessing on Annex. All right, goodbye, Chimera. Be interesting if they had smashed with both or just one. Or maybe neither. I mean, their life total is on the lower side. All right, we'll self-mill. Could draw Sentinel's Eyes here. Oh, and we do! And we do. Wow, what a treat. So let's Eyes up the flyer. Boop, boop. Pump up the Envoy. Smash for 3. And then drop the Big Pig. And this is offering lethal too, 4/6. Oh no, not quite offering lethal. If we animate a land, it is. I'm not going to go for it into open mana. There's no reason to. So I'm just going to attack with Envoy. And I'm going to hold the land, I guess. No, I shouldn't be holding on. Oh, they're not close to escaping Kroxa anyway. Yeah. So what a disaster it would have been had we attacked, right? They just kill this. They eat 2 of our creatures. We're in a really bad spot on the way back. So pretty happy that we did not do that into the Final Death mana. I'm still not quite sure like what their like deck composition is in terms of colors. It does seem like red-blue with an aggressive splash, but we're not going to find out anything more here as we take down game number 1. Moving into game number 2, have we seen any things worth returning or revoking? Annex is worth revoking. Iroas's Blessing is not. Kroxa is worth returning, maybe. In red-blue, they could also have like Ichthyo. Red-blue doesn't have a ton of enchantment creatures, really. I mean, you could have Witness of Tomorrows. I think I don't want to make any changes based on what we've seen. We saw some keyword big stuff, right? We saw Brine Giant. Actually, maybe I want to play Rumbling Sentry over Glory Bearers just because of Brine Giant and like suited up stuff. This is going to block very effectively. And I don't think Glory Bearers is that important on the draw. Let's give that a shot. All right, that's more like it. That's a keep. Can we find a 1 or a 2 drop in white so that we can curve out? We'll see. We'll see. We got some of them. We got some, not a lot. We got some. Oof, I thought we were going to get there. I really did. All right, smash in for 1. Maybe we get to use this Omen as a combat trick next turn, which would be kind of cool. If they play some 2/2. I think they can ambush with a Gull. Again, perfect mana from the opponent. There's a Naiad for them. Oh, baby. You're late. I think I'm just going to pass here and maybe see if we can Omen on blocks and trade with a 1/1 for the Naiad. So the Wayfarer is a 2/3 now. Oh, nope. Omen. Aha, Omen of the Forge. Okay. Returned, volleyed, etc. Sports. Make them use that on our 1-drop is pretty good. I'll take 2. Play a land, attack for 2, and then we get to Wayfarer Chimera. Next turn, Chimera Blessing is pretty big. Hopefully no Iroas's Blessing from the opponent, but if they do, they do. No, it's just a briny boy. That's fine. Nothing worth fighting here. And now our 1/1s are going to stay back and play chumping duty, but I think we'll just Chimera, smack in for 3, and scry. Right, there's no reason to fight this. The only reason would be to get a Chimera out of Iroas's Blessing range, but I don't really think that's worth doing here. Maybe hold the land for potential Croxa shenanigans. Yeah, just saying that so I remember to do it. Yep, definitely take a one-way ticket to Chump City here with a 1/1. Okay, there's that Croxa. We'll discard a land. Take 3. And crack our Omen. Now, they have Final Death available to them on our turn. Yeah, no planes, yes. Destiny Spinner. Pump up on 1. Maybe that's the one that dies. Yeah. Final Flare. Okay, that's fine too. Fine, as they say. Fine. All right. Attack for 3. Now, if they have no follow-up, like if they're going to continue to pressure with Brine Giant and then hold back the Naiad, then that's an opportunity for us to go, you know what? It is time to fight that so that we can get in with some additional creatures. But, you know, I'm gonna say assume they don't have Final Death, I think, because I think they would have done that as a more mana efficient play, and then they also would get to keep their Omen. Deals twice X damage. That's a real bummer. But I do think we're gonna now fight Naiad. So hashtag blessed. Stack these triggers appropriately. Oh, wow, you have something here. That's so bad for me. Oh, it's just a counterspell. Okay. Yeah, now we're in trouble. Memory Drain is the... Oh, it can't be countered. Whee! Can't be countered. Whee! Oh, my God. Get got. How did they scry, though? 1 bottom, 1 top. Okay. Can't be countered. Whee. Let's fight as the first trigger. Pump as the next trigger. So the pump resolves first. The fight resolves now. We attack for 4. I am going to play a land here. Oh, wait. They can Croxa next turn. Holy cow. Maybe that's why they did it. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, I didn't quite think about that. That they have Croxa mana, and now they have the 5 cards. Oh, they are not thinking about it either, it looks like. Interesting. Take 5. Land is bad. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to discard it anyway. Maybe they don't see that they can bring back Kroxa. I don't know. But we don't have attacks. I don't know. It looks like they don't see it. Take 5. I could throw a land under the bus too. Maybe that's what I should be doing. No, they got there. They got there. Probably should have chumped with a land that turn. I don't think it matters. I think we're pretty far behind this game, but still should be trying to play well. Down to 4 we go. Another blessing. We can take out the Trickster. We'll go to 1. It still feels like it's worth doing. Fight. Pump. Okay. Pass. Maybe they get frisky. Nah, they're not getting frisky. They're getting... Oh, okay. Thrill. Pitch a land. Not great. Two new fresh cards for the opponent. Almost certainly something good. Yeah, bounce will do it. That'll do it. All right, game number 3. Still not seeing stuff I really like out of the board. Not loving a revoke or a return. Gift might be good as a way to prevent, like, we've seen some damage-based spells. We've seen some big stuff as well. Maybe that's better than something like Flicker or Bronze Sword. Bronze Sword could be dangerous with tempo that they have. Like, they have instant speed. They have a lot of instant speed removal. So maybe Bronze Sword is out and Gift of Strength is in. Let's give that a shot. I still like Sentry over Bearers. All right. Good luck to us. All right, here we are for game number 3. We're going to be on the play. And we're going to keep this hand. Again, we really hope to draw another Plains. Perhaps we should be 11-6. This is one of the reasons that Chimera is just so awkward. But, you know, if we can go smack in for 3 on turn 2. Get this out of Omen of the Forge range. Oh. Yeah, that's better. Doesn't get it out of Omen of the Forge range, but which will make it super awkward if we don't draw Plains next turn. If they just do land pass here, yeah. Plains? So awkward. Okay. Yeah, no Sentinel's Eyes for us this turn, unfortunately. I'm not going to do that. All right, no Omen for the opponent. Perfect Grixis mana every game. What's it like? I'm over here just trying to have 2 colors, you know? Play Omen. Pump the Wayfarer. In case they have bounce, pump the cheaper thing. Okay, they're down to 13. They're just getting thirsty. We will have missed out on, what, 3 total damage so far by not playing Sentinel's Eyes. Pitching Mountain, Mountain. Very tricksy, okay. Thank you, deck. So awkward with having a few green 2-drops, but... Well, at least now we've seen that they're working for their mana at least a little bit. Very tricksy, much wow. Yep. More chimneys. And that's going to do it. The skies get there. All right, here we are for round number 2. Got a really nice opener here. Wish we were on the play. We'll still keep. Our opponent is on a mull to 6. We'll see if that resolves or if they go down to 5. They're going to resolve on 6 and keep. Really nice little start from us. Wayfarer into Hero into Wayfarer Blessing. Haha, nice. All right. Hero here. And I think it's tough. We could offer the trade, but I feel like our chances of winning by just racing this thing, like they can't block the rest of the game, so that's pretty good for us. And we'll be able to fight anything big next turn if that's what they do. If not, we just play Wayfarer Bronzesword, like if they're stuck. Let's see what this is. Oracle. Yeah, sure. So now, oh my. Oh my. So let's go land, Wayfarer, Spinner, and now we get to attack for 5, and we don't even have to use the Warbriar Blessing just yet. Like, they could have Infuriate. They have an F6'd, so perhaps they do. It looks like they... Oh, no. Okay, they take 5. Great. Hunt Master. Oh, they're getting frisky. We're going to be able to return for quite a bit of damage, so that we take 6. That doesn't do anything here, and this actually is probably going to do very little against red-green in particular, so we may just take this out. So we're going to bless up on the hero. Let's stack this last. We have to pump it once. Actually, we can just pump it twice. It doesn't really matter. This is a huge blow here, though. Smack in for, what is this, 12? Yeah, that's large. I wonder if there's any consideration to leave 1 back, just in case we die? Nah. Such aggression here from the green-white deck. Feels nice. Yeah, I think we're going to cut the intervention. I think I want to cut intervention and Bronzesword. Bring in that Gift of Strength again, and bring in Rumbling Sentry again for the blocks. I just don't think like against red-green, sure, they can have some, you know, enchantment creatures in green, like a Nylea's Forerunner, but I think this is just going to not do a lot in this matchup. Whereas I think some power and toughness and a combat trick will do quite nicely. So let's run that back like that. Nice, okay. This is a keeper. Opponent mulligans again. I mean, obviously our Nessian board is not getting cast anytime soon, but... Ever closer. Okay. Incendiary Oracle. I will offer the trade here if the opponent wants to take it. I know that delays our Chimera quite a bit, but we're not casting it until turn 4 anyway. So I'm fine to make this trade with either the creature or a combat trick. We have a much less explosive start, so I think we can take the stance of being the defender rather than the aggressor. So we will have Nessian Boar on time. The question is, will it be good against red-green? I can't do anything here, so we'll take it. Play Glory Bearers next turn and then decide which of our 5s we want to play. Bearers is nice as it holds off the 3/3. Ooh. Well, now I'm actually pretty inclined to flash in Omen. And eat the Chimera. Gain a little life along the way as well. Block. Yeah, That's a really good exchange for us. Tower Scout. And I think we just stick the pig here, right? This is just going to bring the game. It should bring the game against red-green to a screeching halt. And especially if they have nothing here, Sentinel's Eyes on the pig could just be GG. Binding of the Titans, yeah? So we get Wayfarer Sentry in our yard and Forest. Setessan Training. So Eyes here, and we just eat both of their creatures. Yeah, they draw 2 cards, but like, how does red-green deal with a 10-8? Yeah, Eyes. Spinner, Bluff Blessing, I guess. Attack. Sorry, not a 10-8, a 12-8. So now they gain 2. Exile our 2 creatures. Your own Nessian Boar? How rude. How rude. Interesting. I mean, I'm supposed to offer this trade. They get to draw a card, though, which feels bad. If I don't offer the trade, they can attack us. They could have, like, Aspect or something. We would draw a lot of cards, though. I don't think they can attack us. So I think what I'm going to do is just, like, play Chimera. I think play Chimera and Crack Omen seems like the best. They could, like, decimate our board, I guess. We're just going to draw so much. I don't think I want to trade boar for their boar and they get to draw a card. So I was wrong. I thought, hey, how can red-green deal with a 12-8? And we found out just how. Because again, even if they have Aspect, it's not the worst for us. Wow, looks like they're gonna do it. Okay. Let's we're gonna scry here before we draw 4. They're putting the pig first. Pig in the 1/1 first. They just want to trade. That's honestly great for me. I think I don't want Grove Dancer, and I do want another Chimera. That would have been nice to have. But, like, killing this is fine. I feel like that was a decent exchange for the home team. All right, so there's planes, so we can... What? Glory Bearers. Or we could... What? Yeah. We could Wayfarer Eyes Chimera might be best, just to, like, get on the aggression train. Do I want to hold up Gift is another question. Wayfarer Eyes. Oh, Wayfarer Eyes Chimera lets me hold up Gift. So let's do that. That's seems like best of all worlds. So Eyes the Chimera. Land Omen exiled. Pump it up. Chimera. Serve. And pass. Clothis. Rutrow Scoobs. That card is brutal. Wow. All right, so Revoke Existence coming in. Sideboard card doing work. Now we get to Eyes you. Pump it up. Land. Glory Bears. Pump it up. Attack for 10 in the air. And we got there. Oof. 2 quick games there in round 2. Off to the finals. All right, here we are for the finals with our green-white Chimera deck. We're on the draw. We're going to keep, obviously, a couple cards that we can't cast, but don't need to cast them right away. Drawing a Wayfarer would be gas. Oh, I thought I could will it into existence. Second Blessing's not bad. Certainly not bad. If we can find one of our 7 forests in the next few turns. Green, green for the opponent. And white, white for us. And a Hero of the Pride. Depending on what we draw next turn, obviously we'd like to draw a forest so we can just drop a Destiny Spinner. Green-black is a scary, scary deck to see here. Temple of Abandon and a forest, milled off the Mire Triton. All right, Nyxborn Courser is nice. We will offer the trade with Hero of the Pride. Nyxborn Courser will enable Chimera for the following turn. They're going to take the 2. And we'll drop the Courser, pass back to the opponent. Relentless Pursuit, finding a land, an unmentionable, and some fine cards. We'll probably take Swamp and Soul Reaper here. I think we'll Daybreak and offer the trade. Really unfortunate run out here. They probably take the trade with the Courser, but I don't know. They're just going to take 4. It's kind of surprising. We'll play a land. So they played their Swamp. That makes sense. Okay, so they're going to fight what? Oh, trade with the Chimera. I'm totally fine with that. If they just drop Soul Reaper, we can find a forest. We can really pressure them quite hard here. Oh, baby. All right, so we get to... Huh. I don't even have to do this. I can just Spinner and Sentinel's Eyes, which might even be better, and then we can save the Blessing. Because Sentinel's Eyes enables an attack with both, and then Blessing next turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's Eyes and just smash. Play the Spinner. Now, obviously, they have open mana. We can't fight, but feels like they're... Oh, my. Wow. Wrecked. All right, another hero. Could just try and go wide on them, but we need lands for that. Actually, I suppose, I mean, if they drop something that dies to a fight next turn and have no backup, could get there. They can always sack the Soul Reaper to itself to get 2 blockers. So if they have 3 mana open, that doesn't do it. But like, okay, that's gonna make things harder for sure. Increasingly harder, as they'll tap down the hero. Okay. Still could try and find some flyers and get there. And that's crazy to me. Now let's do this math here real quick. Does Blessing plus Eyes get us there? Like if I Blessing, fight the Soul Reaper, that puts me at 6. And then Eyes puts me at 7, 8, 9, right? So this is actually going to be pretty cute. So assuming they don't have Mystic Repeal, I guess. So we get to Blessing. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Blessing on this puts this up to 6 damage total. Then I cast Eyes on this. That's 7 plus the trigger 8, 9. So it's Exactsies. Yeah. So Blessing you. Everyone gets +1/+0. You fight. You die. Target the hero. Exile 2 things. Fingers crossed. For not a second repeal. Oh. Oh. Oh, so brutal. So brutal. Yeah, all right. We're in a lot of trouble here. Because now they just tap this down. And they've got us dead in 3 attacks. A damn shame. I thought we were so cute. We're not out. We're definitely not out yet. I was going to say, this can get us back in there for sure. So we intervention. Ugh, they get to sack in response to draw. That feels bad. I could just, actually, I think what I'm going to do. Oh, if they have the mana up, we'll see. There's a Wolf Willow. Okay, so here's my hope. All right, Wolf Willow Haven. My 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my hope is that they just make a wolf. Huh. So yeah, they can just sack in response. They make 2 2/2s. And we still have to do it, right? So we blow up this, we blow up this, we blow up this. They sack the Soul Reaper in response. They draw a card. They make 2 2/2s. We fight 1. Yeah, so let's just destroy X target artifacts or enchantments. 1, 2, 3. Any reason to destroy the Sentinel's Eyes? No. If they made a wolf, they would have just died. That would have been great. I would have loved them to just die there. Oh, why did I do this in their main phase and not our end step? Oh, that's a huge punt. It's a good draw. Okay, so Blessing. Fight 1, eat the other. We may have turned this beat around. Depending on what they draw. 4 is a pretty nasty follow-up. Land go from the opponent? Can't actually do anything because Flickering the Eyes doesn't re-trigger Heroic. But it's nice to know that we could Flicker Blessing. Oh, wow, we got there. Ooh! The double Mystic Repeal. The double Mystic Repeal, just savaging us. Now, let's take a look. Binding, Your Own Blessing, Mantle, Haven, Lyre. I think I'm going to bring in Revoke Existence. For Lyre and Mantle. I could see cutting Sword or Flicker on the draw. I think I like Flicker as a way to respond to Mystic Repeal. I think I'm going to cut Sword on the draw. And then the question, again, another question of, do we want Sentry? Do we want Unicorn against this opponent? Don't really want Gift of Strength against, like, Death Touch. It's a nice way to answer a Lyre, but we got two ways to answer Lyre. I could even see bringing in Return against Green-Black. We did, like... And we saw a number of enchantments. I probably should bring in Return also. Like, it just kills Soul Reaper of Mogus. Green-black is going to have enchantment creatures. Maybe something to nab out of the graveyard that can escape. I think that's going to be better than, like... Than what? Flicker, probably? Yeah, let's do that. And probably keep the top end the same. Huh. No, I think I'm actually going to do the swap for... Glory Bearers for Sentry. Like, I'm just going to assume that they've got something like a Chimera or a Typhon that we want to just jump in front of, especially on the draw. So I'm going to do that. Make those. So that was these three cards out. Bronze Sword in the main deck. We hardly knew ye. And Revoke, Return, and the Sentry in. Let's roll. Really nice hand on the draw. Intervention's quite good against them. They're mulliganing to 6. I'm going to keep... Obviously, 5 lands isn't ideal for our deck, but we've got a mana sink. We've got an X spell, so this isn't the worst. Opponent leads on Forest. Drawing Chimera is pretty good, too. Although no way to power it out just yet, but that's fine. Forest, Forest. And there's a Binding of the Titans. Opponent finds Typhon and Lyre. We get Boar, Eyes, and Blessing down. That's a bummer. Wish I could drop that Blessing or the Eyes before they nabbed it, but they are gonna nab it. Seeing the Typhon does make me feel good about. They probably grab Boar and Eyes here. It's a pretty good mill for them. I mean, we just have to remember, like, it's free. Like, those cards weren't in our graveyard before binding, and now they're just gone. Yeah, feeling good about Rumbling Sentry. There's Hero of the Pride. Just drop that. I imagine they bring back Typhon, and we've got our work cut out for us at the moment. We probably need to trade, but not yet, because I want to be able to cast Chimera next turn. And we can always double block the Typhon with the 2/3 and the 2/2. But yeah, we're not in a great spot. Heliod's Intervention looking quite bad at the moment. Not to say that it won't get there, but again, we can... Interesting. Okay, well now, if they fight something and then want to trade, then I'll take it, because I think I just have to. And leave us a 4/3. Okay. Return to Nature. More of the same. That could actually be good to nab something out of the graveyard. If we get there, it's possible that, like, Heliod's Intervention just gaining us a bunch of life is going to help us race effectively here. We'll see about that. No black in sight for the opponent. Nylea's Forerunner, so that's a start. A start to us being able to... you know, if they attack here for 4, we get to return this plus maybe draw a creature or a pump spell for the hero. Like, drawing a Chimera here would be best. All right, Forest, not the best, but we will destroy this and attack for 5. And again, this as a secret weapon of gain life could get us there. We need something else. We need some more power in the air to be able to present that as a possibility, because they've got a 4-power creature now and they've got a 4-power creature coming. I think if we just keep drawing lands, we're going to be in trouble. Yep. Trouble in River City right now. So we'll attack with Chimera. And this may be the turn where we have to gain. It's just going to be a fog, right? We just gain 8. Just like to be optimistic of, well, I got to hope that we draw something next turn that we can cast. I think playing for optimism here rather than playing to gain 2 more next turn with the intervention isn't really where we want to be at. So let's just hope. Let's gain X life, twice X life, that is. I mean, it does something. So attack for 5. Play the Courser. If they attack with both, I don't think we block. If they attack with one, I definitely don't think we block. All right, so they're a little scared, which is really nice for us. Attack for 3. It's a nice. So if they have nothing, which is possible. If they play a swamp, they've got something. Yeah, and now that opens up probably the rest of their hand, and probably a removal spell. But if they didn't have nothing, if they had nothing there, then they're in an awkward spot, right? They attack with 1, and then we have lethal. They attack with both, we chump, and then we have lethal. But now I think this this changes the calculus quite a bit. So they get to attack. Now, what do we do? Double block or chump? I think we got to chump and hope. What's the most hopeful thing is probably Warbriar Blessing with the hero. The Warbriar Blessing with Chimera is going to do something too. Bronze Sword is out. That could have been something. It's probably just something big. Like if it's Mire Triton. If I'm chumping, I might as well double block, except double blocking blows me out to removal. I think I'm double blocking here. I just feel like it's so funny. If they save the swamp, then I just chump. And they play a swamp post-combat. All right. Also, I'm glad I didn't just chump. I recognize that they can escape this next turn, but I don't, like, next turn doesn't matter. I'm dead next turn. Yeah, Mire Triton, gain life, plus provide a ground blocker is very, very bad for me. Not insurmountable. It's not insurmountable at all, actually. That almost does it. But now we have chumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I dare? So if I think we just attack with the Chimera. No reason to play the land. No reason to hold it, but no reason to play it. Really interesting game here. 7, 8. Yeah, we can't make 2 next turn. Let's see what's up here. Farika's Spawn. That doesn't matter to me. You can't attack. Oh, you have Mystic Repeal. Mystic Repeal, Mystic Repeal, Mystic Repeal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Animate a land. Not going to double block because of repeal possibilities. Though they could have blown us out with repeal last turn too, right? So they would have had to just draw it. Huh. I think we just chump. Cool. That's bad. I guess that's a reason to do it, is that it forces them to use it there. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. I recognize if you have repeal, I lose. If you have your second repeal, I lose. If you have removal, I lose. Don't have really any other options. It's interesting about double blocking last turn to force them to repeal on Courser. That might have been better. I could also just kill... Well, no, then they just kill Courser. Our creature... Yeah, no, that's way worse. They kill Courser, they repeal... That's not going to do it. So actually, double blocking is bad. I'm now talking myself... I'm talking through it now. Double blocking is much worse. They kill the Courser. Our land doesn't become a creature. They bottom that, and now we're actually just dead in the spot that we're in right now. Attack, attack, attack. So trade, block, take 2. They're just sacking Soul Reaper to draw. I think we got there. That's pretty crazy. Those were 2 wild games. Wow. Got that 3-0. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. I think that was a really interesting draft and really some tight games there for sure. Especially coming off the 0-2 that we posted last week. Nice to post a trophy this week. Hope you enjoyed. If you got all the way to the end of the video, you saw the sweet trophy, give us a little something in the chat, something about, you know, day breaking the format with the Chimera, giving us an oink with the pig, double repeal, whatever you saw that caught your eye that you thought was sweet. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember to click subscribe, click the thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.